We are going.
Live.
All right, welcome to the first ever Homework with Friends video podcast.
Hey guys, how's it going?
I feel like we're gonna have a little bit of an adjustment period.
Probably not. I don't think I'm gonna forget that. I might look at them a lot on accident.
That's true. I kind of want to talk.
I want to look straight right down
Like,
the
hey.
barrel.
How you doing? But the idea of this is to give the viewers and listeners a little added dimension to the people they're hopefully falling in love with.
Well, other than my favorite podcasts are ones that come with videos too. I like just watching them in the studio because it's easy to forget the cameras are there and they just start goofing around.
Yeah,
funny to see people just picking up their phones and just texting during the podcast that they're having. You always think they're these deep conversations, but they're just texting.
1,000,000% of the time, I'm gonna be looking at my phone at some point.
Yeah, I absolutely will. I always do.
That's the magic of being live.
Show business.
It's gonna look like a real conversation. This will probably be the most authentic piece of content we've produced, I guess.
Probably.
As far as physiological reactions. Who cares? Well, hey, welcome to Homework with Friends. This is a podcast in which two friends assign each other homework every week and then have to complete said homework and give reports on it. We grade each other at the end. If you're new here, which I doubt you are.
Probably not coming in episode
I'm assuming
3.
you're probably one of our friends.
Yeah, listen to the first two. You guys
shout out to a couple friends who might listen. Hey, Robbie, if you're listening.
Hey, Rob.
Hey, Robbie.
Shout out to that's one of our only friends.
I'm assuming.
I bet maybe. Hey, Steve.
Steve.
I think you'll listen to one episode and then never listen again. Just in case you make it to 3. What's up, bud?
I mean, and this is the first video one too, so I mean, I think this might be
more inclined to just watch this one.
Yeah, people might watch this one. Hey, if you're watching out there, thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.
We're not super open to feedback.
I don't want to hear it. Keep it to yourself.
Yeah, keep it to yourself.
We like what we do. We think it's funny and fun, and your opinions matter very little to us.
Well, I mean,
I don't.
I could be crushed very easily by any sort of comment. But so if you're new here, like I mentioned, I'm Logan talking.
This is Dalton.
And what we're gonna do, if you don't know the format of the podcast, is it right now? We bullshit for a little bit.
BS.
We do a little catch-up time.
Chat.
You guys know how podcasts work.
Yeah, we got to catch up because we don't see each other every day where we live together.
Yeah. We have to thoughtfully withhold things to make sure that we're not, I guess, super bored on this one.
Yeah.
It's a Saturday night.
It's
a Saturday night at 10 o'clock at night.
The rest of you are out partying.
Woo!
We had to push we normally do these on Wednesdays. Pushed it back. Your boy was feeling weird.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that at all?
I don't know. There's nothing to talk about, man. I got the telling you, just that serotonin drop.
Somebody didn't get enough dopamine.
Yeah, slept all day. I was just bummed out.
That's okay. I mean, it's fine. Do you know the triggers?
No, nothing happened.
Yeah, I think that's
woke up on Tuesday and I was just like, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling life.
I don't know what it is, but it's not in me right now.
Yeah, I didn't want to leave the house. I was just like, I don't even want to think about doing
I've been having that. I don't know. I feel like maybe it's myself because it's happened everywhere I've lived, but this place especially being in the basement.
Yeah, I think that's a big contributing factor. Especially, I think maybe the weather going up so nice and then coming back down. And then just being in this dungeon. Yeah. And then going outside to the cold.
Yeah. You all can see it now. If you're listening, I'm sorry. But, I mean, we've got a pretty nice setup over here. As far as,
apartment. We have
20... I just realized we still have Netflix on in the back. But, I mean, as far as, what you need, television.
Boom.
Pretty much every single streaming capability you need.
Every single one.
There's not a good excuse. The most annoying thing we have to do is when we have to watch something on our laptops.
Yeah.
Because we don't have it on the PlayStation 3.
We have to illegally stream this movie. We have to hook the laptop up and do it.
Oh, bullshit. Whereas, if this was, 2008, we would be fucking creaming our pants just to have Hulu.
We have to go rent. We have to walk the blockbuster and rent a movie.
You guys remember Redbox? I still Redbox stuff. I don't know why I'm ripping
So do
Redbox. I kind of like it.
So do I. It's pretty. I mean, it's cheap. It's cheaper than Amazon.
Yes, for like a quick rental.
They're also everywhere. I mean, there's one right in the grocery store right by where we live.
You ever forget to take one back and just decide to keep it?
No.
I've never done it either.
Never done it with the Redbox movie, but a lot of libraries want me. A lot of public libraries are not happy with me.
But anyway, all said, we've got a living situation here that's very easy to do nothing in quite a bit.
Yeah, what we compare it to is cool friend's basement.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, like a really cool friend who just had a huge basement that was half finished.
Yeah.
And you guys would just go down there and never come out. That's where we live.
Yeah. For reference, if you don't know, Dalton and I grew up. Well, you had a basement, but you had to live in it.
Yeah, I lived in.
I had no basement unless you counted a crawl space.
Yeah.
And we were always envious of basically any basement that had drywall in it. Seemed like a really nice place to be.
Mine only had drywall in the section that was my room, so it wasn't a big basement in general, but like. My parents finished off a part of it and made it a bedroom.
Yeah.
That they originally used for themselves, but then when I turned like 16, it was kind of like apparent that like I needed my own space.
Because before then you were just sleeping in a crib in their room.
Yeah. No, I slept right outside the door, so we weren't sleeping together.
You bat like a little dog.
But we did. We had a very small house. And my grandma lived with me when we were in high school. And so she was in the living room because she couldn't walk. So she was in like a hospital bed.
Okay.
And so like as a 16-year-old boy, I had no privacy at all. I was in the room right next to her. My parents could hear everything. Everything from downstairs. Like everywhere I walked, there was just people. I was like, ugh.
And then, but what would a 16-year-old boy need privacy for?
Who knows? I don't even remember what I did.
Watching silly videos, I guess.
I'm glad I
don't. Yeah, we don't need to go down that tear at all.
That's a weird time.
Anyway, our apartment's a cool basement. It's a basement we never want to leave. It's basically a never-ending sleepover plus manic depression.
Yeah. I think seasonal depression is pretty real.
Yeah.
I think it hits people hard. I think living in a place without actual windows is going to just induce it. So, I got hit hard for 2 days, but I came back out.
Yeah, so we're recording, we're doing this on Saturday now. We don't know when these are getting released yet.
Nope.
This fun fact, insider info, we have not released a single episode of this yet, but we are on episode 3.
No, we wanted to build up a little cushion for you guys, that way if you did dig it, you could listen to more.
Yeah, tell us if we're wrong, but I feel like it's good to have a back catalog.
After this, we'll release them one at a time.
I feel like it's the most frustrating thing to hear from somebody, like, hey, we're going to be doing this thing, and then they just do like one of it, and then you never ever hear from them again.
So you're at least getting 3.
Yeah.
Probably more.
Which is like basically a season of BBC television.
Yeah.
They do short seasons.
Well, yeah, it's like, they're movies.
Yeah, it's true. They are in the 90s.
Sherlock is 4 movies.
Sherlock season 4 is just a movie.
Well, 4 movies.
Oh, is
They're all like an hour and 20 minutes long. Maybe not that long, but like an hour and 15.
Oh.
Like 4 episodes, 3 episodes. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, you know what? Cram it with the Sherlock hot take. Not into it.
One of the only TV shows I bought on Amazon. I didn't want to wait for it to come out.
Oh, really?
Too jazzed up.
People versus O.J. Simpson for me.
I know, the only thing you bought.
That's the only thing I've ever bought.
I have like a pretty solid library.
Well, now that we're on the topic of living situation, because I'm hearing it right now and it's unavoidable, we have noisy neighbors.
They're pretty loud. I don't know if this will pick it up.
I don't think it is. I'm peeping the laptop right. I mean, it'd be quiet for just a second, listeners at home. See if you can hear. I'm pretty sure someone's playing Guitar Hero 3, but.
Is it getting picked up?
It's bumping. I'll bump it in post if you can't hear it. But
I think that I'm pretty sure they're college students.
I think so too.
90% sure.
I mean, we would look like college students if people came into this apartment too.
Yeah, but I don't think we're as loud.
I don't know.
Maybe.
It's tough to tell. We got, pretty loud last Saturday.
Yeah, we did. The weird thing about them though is that they don't normally party like this on Saturday nights.
No.
It's usually Sunday nights.
Sunday nights is the nights they did. I thought I was gonna have to say something. which is the last thing I want to do.
Yeah, I'm not going to be that person.
But this is a tough one because we have had about 3 more extra days to hang out before catching up since the last episode. So I think I got it. I know what you're up to.
You know what I'm up to?
I know what you're up to. Did you save anything for the catch-up, for the rapport building?
No, I don't think that I did.
I don't think I did. I think we also talked about homework a little bit too much, too.
I barely told you anything. I just told you that.
I guess you don't know anything either.
What did I?
Yeah, what's new?
This week?
Is this engaging at home right now? You guys loving this?
You guys like this?
Is this good?
Is this what you want? No, I didn't no funny train stories this week.
Yeah.
No funny Chicago stories.
Yeah.
Just basic week.
This week was a week.
Yeah.
It just wasn't. Nothing eventful happened for me. I think.
Oh, we saw Avengers.
Yeah, we saw the new Avengers: Infinity War,
which was dope.
Which is cool.
We accidentally got real drunk for it. We didn't intend to, and we both had to take 2 pee breaks during the movie. But we barely missed anything.
For some context, last weekend, we're 25-year-old men.
25.
We're 25. We've been having some fun on the weekends. We uniquely have 2 weekends basically because I don't work normal weekends. Oh no.
I don't work normal weekends.
Yeah, you don't work normal weekends.
Yeah.
I have your typical Saturday, Sunday off.
Wait.
I don't know how the vernacular's getting lost.
I do work normal.
Dalton works during the weekend when everyone else is relaxing and hopefully doing nothing. Whereas your real weekend is
Tuesday,
Wednesday, which then gives me the liberty to also act as if it's a weekend for myself.
Yeah.
And then Dalton ends up doing stuff that the weekend entails. And then we got burnt out.
Yeah, I think that was also part of the weird funk is that we've been doing stuff
so much
2 weekends a week.
Yeah.
That I haven't just had time to just lay in my bed
and
not do anything.
It's not exciting stuff.
No.
It's mainly just getting drunk with our friends.
With friends
that we like. I mean, we're not.
I think that
to the friends, the only people listening, we like it.
Yeah,
we enjoy this.
I think that is Chicago, from what I can tell.
It seems like
I don't think that there's anything else to do.
There's not beaches to go to year round.
No.
I mean, I'm assuming in New York it's probably something.
Also, the thing, I think that's the thing to do everywhere.
What?
Just get drunk.
Yeah, that's true.
Because, at least...
Or, have a family and kids.
Well, later on, but people our age...
Yeah, I don't know, yeah. If you're out there and you're 25, tell us what you're doing. Because we don't know what else to do.
Because we do other things. We do as much as 2 people can do.
Yeah.
We're always, we both write, we both... stay pretty active in stuff we're into.
Yeah, I try to work out.
Yeah, I do work out. We both have full-time jobs.
Yeah.
I don't know,
what do you feel in the
other
gaps
people are doing
besides healthy relationships? Where were we talking?
Chicago is so, there's a bar on nearly every block.
Too many bars.
So many bars. It's so easy to get around.
Very easy to get around. You can get around drunk.
Yeah,
super
if you
easy.
want to take a risk and don't pay for an Uber, it's only $2.50 to just hop on the train and get somewhere.
Or, if you commute every day, you got a train pass.
Yeah.
So I don't worry about it. I take the train left and right.
I should probably buy it.
I get the most out of it.
I even not bought a train pass, and I think I've spent a lot more money than the train pass.
You 100%. Because you use the train for everything.
I do, yeah. But yeah, so it's so easy to get around, and I think once summer hits, we're gonna become alcoholics because it seems like everybody talks about it like there's all these things to do, but I think all the things to do are get drunk.
Yeah, I think there's gonna be a lot more
getting drunk.
Hey, this patio's open and it's Tuesday and it's 5:30. Let's hit it up. And
let's go. Hey, there's a really cool open mic with some young comics. You want to go check it out? Yeah, sure. Okay, we got a pregame first though.
Without fail though, every single time I don't drink for a week or don't go out for a week, I always look at my bank account and I'm like, your boy's flush. Your boy's feeling pretty good.
I also just feel good in my body.
Yeah, just in general, everything. But so circling back to this week, I think we blew a big wad of dopamine this past weekend.
Yeah.
And we had to reset. I mean, I don't know. It sounds like we're apologizing for something. We're not apologizing.
We're not apologizing. So I guess we had a party on Saturday.
We had a party on Saturday. Party hack. Fun party hack for those watching, those listening. If you want to get a party started, quietly whisper around to all the party guests and ask them what their favorite song in middle school was, and then build a playlist around that, because they'll forget they told you it.
Yeah, because they're not going to remember.
I mean, if you think about we're 25, so middle school was like 2004, 2005. Like, you got Outkast, you got Jessica Simpson. Those are the only two artists at that time. You put that playlist on, people get moving. People get too excited. Do yourself a quick Google. If you're a fun party DJ out there, just Google like songs you forgot about. So much Lindsay Lohan pops up.
Yeah. Forgot about Lindsay.
I'm tired of rumors starting. I'm tired of people talking.
Man, I loved Freaky Friday when I was younger.
Yo.
I was like, this is my movie.
I like that there's a whole genre of movies where people swap bodies.
I know. It's
just
insane.
Nice. It's nice that exists.
I would love to swap bodies with anybody just for fun for one day. Anybody. I'll give it a try. I'm not picky.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who I'd swap with.
I don't know. I guess we should talk about the fact that we met the greatest screenwriter of all time.
Oh my god. Okay, so we were walking back from Avengers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
we were walking to the bar.
We were walking to the bar from Avengers. Okay, so we were just leaving Avengers. We were pretty jazzed up on Avengers.
Really jazzed up.
We were, like, popping around, walking. A little toasted still, to be honest. Like, I felt...
Absolutely.
And then, as we're walking, a guy is crossing the street, and he has a Vail, Colorado sweatshirt on and a Vail, Colorado hat on.
Yeah, all in Colorado.
And as he passes, he goes, "Hey, you guys got a cigarette?"
No, that's not.
No, he didn't. No.
As he was passing, he went, "Greatest screenwriter of all time."
Oh, yeah, he went greatest screenwriter of all time. And we were both just like,
Us? How did you know?
You think we were greatest screenwriters?
You read my stuff?
And then he just goes, No. Steven Spielberg? Ever heard of him?
No, you're wrong about that too.
Did I?
You're remembering this wrong.
Oh god.
So he goes, greatest screenwriter of all time, and you're like, what? Like, you're like, you? Like, who are you? And I started asking him his name, and he goes, you ever seen Showtime? And we were like, what? Yeah, of course we've seen Showtime. He's like, Steve Spielberg. Got a friend who wrote it. And we were like, there's no Steven Spielberg movie. He's like, Steve Spielberg, my friend wrote it. And we were so blown away. And eventually he gives us his business card, which is great. I guess a picture of him flicking off the camera with a bunch of other kids.
Yeah, he gives us the card and he goes like, I'm the kid flicking off the camera.
And the first thing I notice about the card is the email address, which is the number 1 dash spelled out DASHX at 8. Which is not a real email address. But then
the funnier part is, so he hands us his business card. We had not addressed the Vail on Vail attire yet, and then
why would we at that point?
Yeah, it was like,
it made sense. We were like, this guy's a Colorado boy.
Guy likes Vail. Hands us his business card. Little does he know, we're Ohio boys.
Yeah.
We see the area code on his phone number is 614, which is the Columbus, Ohio area code. And we go, "Are you from fucking Columbus?" He's like, yeah. And I was like, "Why are you wearing 2 things that say Vail?" And to my knowledge, he never answered why.
No, he never did. He never said anything about Colorado because he never made sense at all. I still I don't know if that's his real name. He wouldn't tell us his name.
I know.
I asked him his name like 20 times.
I get wearing one thing that says Vail. That to me makes sense.
I feel like you had to make that choice. Like, you had to go all in. Like, you picked out. He definitely has other hats and he has other sweatshirts.
Yeah, and he decided, no, this matches.
Yeah, he was like, this is a good combo, Vail on Vail.
Christian Vail.
So that was funny, and then eventually he pitter-pattered off, and we continued on with our night, but I Googled everything on that card, man.
I did too.
He doesn't exist.
No. I specifically woke up this meeting. It says, Buy O Me Gizmo.
Yeah.
Entertainment LLC.
Nothing on that. Absolutely nothing.
I also like the fact, I'm sure we can research licensed LLCs or whatever.
Yeah.
Or registered LLCs. And I really hope Bio Me Gizmo shows up, but I have no clue. That's the most absurd name in history.
Yeah, I just don't get what
I love the idea that someone was like, yo, this is going to be Bio Me Gizmo.
Bio Me Gizmo.
And you know what? We don't know what we're doing yet, but hop online and we're registering this.
Register this because we're going to take
And we don't want someone to hop on it before we do.
Put your real phone number. We're gonna make everybody an email address, so don't worry about that. Yours is 1-X.
Everybody knows you should make the business card before you make a business plan.
Yeah. And also, just have a couple fake business cards in case you meet two people on the street.
And if you got a silly picture of you flipping off the camera, that's the front of the card, baby.
The thing is, I don't think it's fake because he had a bunch of them in his wallet that he grabbed from.
No, they're not fake. I think he's... Golly, I hope he's not Steven Spielberg's cousin or something like that. But,
well, we have the cards. We can always call him.
Yeah, if anything, this is endearing. But, he's full shit. I think he's a liar.
Maybe.
I don't know.
He could also just be a guy who has a friend who's a good screenwriter.
That's true, and he's visiting Chicago for fun.
Yeah.
Maybe it shouldn't be so hard on the guy.
Maybe we should have got a beer. He asked us to go get a beer with him. We said no.
If we weren't meeting people, I would have been down.
I probably would have done it too.
Yeah, he seemed like
Except for I feel like he would have followed us home at night like a cat.
Yeah, he would have slept here.
Yeah, slept on the couch and we had to take care of him.
But it seems like he would be our biggest fan.
Probably.
He would have loved us.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would have really pushed Victory Lap out there. Victory Lap, if you don't know, listeners and viewers, is a web series you can Google.
You guys can check it out.
Check it out. It's not the Nipsey Hussle album.
No.
It is two 24-year-olds trying to do something. Well, hey, you want to get into homework?
Yeah, man.
All right. So, homework for this week. If you don't know, we're gonna play it right now. I don't know how it's gonna work with the video, but let's just. So your homework for next week is, I want you to write a song, baby.
I have to write a song?
Yep.
Oh, that is miserable. Mine is probably just as general. You're gonna have to make your own thing of it. I want you to teach me about vodka.
Oh.
History.
Yeah.
Types.
Okay.
Maybe how big the industry is now, how much it's grown, how it's made. If you have the time and the inclination, try some. Tell me your favorite types.
Okay, and that is the homework for this week. According to last week's episode, Dalton, you are the head of the class, so you get to choose who goes first on homework.
I went first last week. We'll just alternate. You go first.
You want to alternate? Okay, so very...
Well, yeah, unless you want to switch it up.
It's a gentlemanly thing to you.
Yeah.
You're the head of the class. You get to call the rules. So my homework this week was to learn a lot and then teach you a lot about vodka.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
Okay, so...
I know, because I've read a good amount about whiskey. I'm excited to learn about some more of that.
What was your thought process? What would you like? What do you want to hear about for vodka?
I guess I didn't have any real game plan. I was just something I'd like to learn about.
Yeah.
I like learning about liquors. I would say that vodka is one of my higher up ones. Was not my favorite, but I dig it. I like to know different kinds. I know with whiskey you have all these different kinds. You got bourbon, Canadian, Irish.
So
Scotch.
you'll learn something here then.
And then when it's how it got its start, maybe popular brands, because I know the general brands, but I don't know any fancy brands, stuff like that.
Okay, no, I get it. I think so. Prefacing the homework that I did, one thing I found out about vodka that's kind of interesting, and if there's some real vodka enthusiasts out there, maybe I'm lying, but sue me. This is
made of potatoes.
Yeah, just made of potatoes. Huh? There aren't a ton of, as far as whiskey goes, how you can have bourbon or you can have rye. Yeah. Not that same variety in vodka at all. Vodka. So with vodka, I broke it down to a few different categories. I broke it down to the science of it, the history of it, and then what's vodka looking like today?
What is vodka?
What's the scope of vodka today? Yeah, and so I don't know. To start things off, I was going to do a little quiz for you.
Okay.
We're going to skip to today just to spice things up a little bit. And there's a top 5 I looked up. I looked up the 30 most sold cocktails in the world.
Okay.
Most sold cocktails. So a cocktail meaning a spirit mixed with something else. So nothing straight.
Like a ghost?
I am now a martini.
Continue.
Anyway, so of the 30 most sold, 5 of the drinks on the global most sold cocktail list belonged within the vodka category.
5?
Yeah, just 5. Okay. But if you would have looked
a lot of liquors.
Based on my research about 10 years ago, you would have seen vodka on it a lot more. Some things have changed recently. But as of today, there's the top 5. So I'm going to flip to you. Let's hear what do you think's on this top 5?
Top 5 vodka-based drinks. Vodka soda?
Vodka soda? Not on there.
Oh, snap. I don't know a lot of vodka drinks.
There's 3 I would say.
Martini?
Yes. Number 5 is the vodka martini.
Okay. Bloody Mary?
Bloody Mary's number 3.
Okay. I don't remember all the vodka drinks.
I will say
Mojito?
No, I think that's gin.
Is that gin?
I think so.
I don't know what anything is made with.
Okay. Think Sex and the City.
Sex and the City? I never watched the show.
Oh. Cosmopolitan.
Oh, Cosmo. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you just gave me that. Come on.
I think you know one.
Oh, Moscow Mule.
Number 1 is the Moscow Mule.
That's a good one.
Yeah, and in honor of the Moscow Mule, I did some pre-mixed Moscow Mule for us that I've been sipping on over here.
I gotta finish this wine off first.
Well, it's up for grabs. Let me know whenever you want it.
Anybody at home, if you want a package with a McDonald's cup of Moscow Mule stuff in it, hit your boy up.
Probably not the best time to start the video podcast where I mixed a Moscow Mule in a McDonald's cup. If you want to make a Moscow Mule at home, it's
it works best in a McDonald's cup. It's pre-measured.
Yeah, I think Moscow Mules. I mean, they're super easy. Like I got enough Moscow Mule stuff to make probably like 5 or 6 Moscow Mules for just like $15.
I like them. They're just like they always feel like they're not super like alcohol-y, you know? I feel like I don't get real drunk on
Moscow Mule. So Moscow Mule has the ginger beer, which is a really powerful taste in general. I've never had straight ginger beer before today when I mixed them myself.
I have, dude. I don't dig it.
You gotta cut it with something.
Yeah.
And then the lime juice is like what negates any alcohol flavor. So really when you're drinking a Moscow Mule, you're really only tasting the lime and the ginger beer, which, as I learned about vodka, is the great thing about vodka is it's a mixing spirit. One of those things that you really don't note on things. So popping back up, let's talk about the science of vodka real quick.
Science of vodka.
So vodka at its base is a fermented grain or occasionally a potato or a fruit.
I've always just been under the impression it's all potatoes.
No. It's actually most commonly grain. Okay. It was known first as the bread wine and also as a fire wine.
The fire wine.
Because they used to ferment grapes to a certain extent. That got it to about back in the old days, like 8 to 13% alcohol. With the grain, they were like, let's ratchet this up, baby. And then I believe it was either ancient China or the Egyptians both had a form of distillation that made it a little bit more pure.
Okay.
So the concept of like mashing up old breads and letting it sit, and then I guess the experimentation of tasting it later always affected people in a certain way to get them a little bit intoxicated. So it became a really popular thing in general. So the science of all of this is first you ferment the grains. That's about all you can really do with it. You ferment them. Once they get to that ferment, that nice fermented liquid, you would then distill it. Distilling is just the process of boiling and then separating through condensation to help purify, in vodka's case, the ethanol that you're creating.
Yeah.
Vodka, at its purest form, is really just ethanol, which is a tasteless, I shouldn't say tasteless. It's like an odorless, colorless liquid that, for people ingesting it and humans would help thin the blood, then giving you that intoxicated feeling. It has a ton of other uses too. Rubbing alcohol is basically pure ethanol. The vodka that we drink must be filtered either through charcoal or just through natural springs that helps dilute it. Yeah. Our national standard is 40%, and there's some states that can do above that. But like Everclear and stuff like that, the reason that that's so harsh is because it is just so much ethanol.
Can you get Everclear in Illinois? What states can you get that in?
I don't know. I know you can get it in Kentucky.
I know that. I don't quite remember like what states that's like.
But seriously, if you're doing that, like, go home. If you're listening right now and you still drink Everclear, what are you doing?
I never tried it.
It's insane.
Oh yeah.
Like Jungle Juice shit.
I had Jungle Juice, but like
that's supposed to be Everclear.
But like the lame, like like college just straight up of Jungle Juice,
just straight vodka.
Yeah.
So let's see. And then one thing to know about vodka is, I guess, like I mentioned earlier, vodka, if you're gonna create God's vodka, is it would be incredibly smooth. It would be very high in alcohol content, basically pure ethanol, like I mentioned. The notes that you do, as opposed to flavor on vodka, when it's just straight up vodka, you really are just looking for something called heat, which is how much it stings your tongue. Yeah. How much it stings your tongue when you're tasting it. Yeah. So your like Kamchakas and Popovs, like foolproof, are going to be like that, like that bite. But like your higher grade ones, which I don't think I've had. I don't think I've had good.
I don't think I have either.
Like even like Sky.
I think I've had a couple times like had very good vodka.
Yeah, like Grey Goose and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's fine, and then it's also I can scoot to vodka today here in a little bit, but that's really what you're looking for when it comes to just vodka. So vodka in general is like a very basic alcohol.
How big of a role? Because I always see on bottles like filtered with like. This freshest of water.
So I actually did look this up. There's a lot of PR videos, if you Google like how to make vodka, are going to be from places like Grey Goose. Yeah. That are talking about like where they got the grains that got fermented. The thing with especially American mass-produced vodka is that the fermentation, like the straight up grains that you could find anywhere, get sold to these distilleries. So it's like one common source. There's not like a ton of small batch distilleries out there. So they get the fermented grain, and then they can distill it as much as they want. Like
how you might, I don't know if you found this, but how many vodkas are still made with potatoes?
That is, I feel like I'm speaking out of turn, but I think that's the Polish ones.
Okay.
So a lot of your Polish ones are going to be potatoes. A lot of French ones are grains. America's mainly grain.
All right.
For like Sky, and then the more popular brands like Smirnoff, which I don't think is not American, but
probably not.
Grey Goose is also grain. Because it's so much more abundant than the potatoes. But the potatoes, if they're like a huge agricultural part of the land, are gonna. I'm sure Irish whiskey is pretty.
Yeah.
Potato heavy, or Irish vodka.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, oh my god. I made a mistake.
Don't mark me down.
Dock points.
Oh,
Dock
god
points.
Damn it. So let's talk about the history of vodka real quick. I went too deep on this, but so when you're talking about vodka at first, and we're talking about alcohol in general, you gotta look back all the way back to the beginning of fermentation, which began in about 7,000 BC, and then it became clear that this stuff is pretty great. Is what I wrote down in my
doing good things for it.
Distilling became a popular practice in 1st century AD in Egypt. But it's not until the medieval period until we started actually seeing like clear spirits become a popular thing. And a lot of times, as it is today, is treated as medicine, baby.
It cures all my sadness.
I think as a general anesthetic or a pain reliever typically is what it would be used for, like a mood stabilizer. It didn't make its way till in Europe, where we see the first vodka happen, until the 13th century. Mm-hmm. Some funny names for it were life water.
I like that.
Or in Latin, aqua vitae.
Aren't those both water things?
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, they are. Aquafina. As it was known as Dasani. So here's where we actually get some conflicting records of history as far as vodka goes. So 3 countries can technically claim the origins of vodka.
Okay, so there's a big conspiracy.
What do you think it is?
3 countries?
Yeah.
Shoot. Let's go Poland. You said something.
Poland's in there, yep.
Potatoes, so Irish. No?
Mm-mm. What do you think? What do you think? Vodka.
Vodka. Russia.
That's the big 2.
Those are the big 2, and then Greece.
Sweden.
I'll
talk about Sweden
Swedish
briefly.
Vodka is a pretty big.
Yeah.
Deal, yeah.
So basically, a lot of these European countries had a version of this drink. So I think when people think of, and if you're sitting at home, just think about, like, when you think vodka first, think about the first country that comes to your mind. I think it's typically Russia. I think it's usually Russia that comes to mind. However, it was really Poland that popularized the word and had it in writing before anybody else did. But I also have, based on the research I was doing, I have a theory that a lot of these countries had a very clear high alcohol content spirit. And it was vodka, but they just didn't call it vodka. Mm-hmm. And it was just like their thing, but like get over it. Like get over the fact
everybody probably figured it out around the same time.
And I'll talk about Russia here in a second, but if you're looking at the Polish vodka, started in 1405. The word was vodka, but W was...
Vodka.
Yeah, vodka was pronounced as a V. And then in Russia, it first was speculated to have appeared in 1386. So historical records of Russia predate the writing of the word vodka, but I believe it was also under a different name. And then Sweden had like a drink all the way up until the 1950s that was vodka. Like it just was vodka. They didn't call vodka.
What do they call it?
I don't even know what I had it, but they found out like, oh, you guys are calling this shit vodka?
This is vodka?
Yeah, might as well call it vodka too.
We just call this Mama's Happy Juice.
And if you're checking my work, you're probably thinking, Logan just went to the Wikipedia page for vodka and just copied the middle section. In part, you're correct. But in reality, there's a really interesting documentary online on YouTube.
Saw you. I walked in on you watching it.
That was the only thing you walked in on. From Vice called The Vodka Wars. And it's more about Poland and Russia's struggle with it because it really was a point of pride for both of them, especially with Poland being kind of on the ropes after World War II and then Russia being a huge savior in that whole battle. The whole battle of World War II.
That one battle.
The one battle that Russia was a part of. But it stimulated both of their economies and it created a lot of national pride. And that sticks to today in that Russians are very proud about vodka, very proud about how it stimulated their economy. I believe at one point, 1911, 89% of the alcohol consumed in Russia was vodka.
Damn.
Yeah, now it's around 70%, but it's not...
That's still really high.
It's insane compared to like the diversity of alcohol out there.
Yeah.
Fucking nuts. So it's a huge part of their economy. So I really think if you're thinking today, thinking about vodka, Russia's king.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Whenever somebody says vodka, the first thing I think of that immediately pops in my brain is Kicking and Screaming. Will Ferrell and Mike Ditka. When he's making him try all the coffees and give him the taste, and he gets to the last cup and he like spits it out. He's like, "That's not coffee." And Mike Ditka goes, "That's my Russian vodka."
I can't believe that's the only thing that comes here.
Immediately, not the only thing, but it's the first thing.
Yeah, usually when any reference comes up, I first replay the entire movie of Kicking and Screaming.
Yes.
Just to make sure I'm like not off base.
The Will Ferrell movie, not the other one.
Yeah, not the one from the 90s.
Yeah.
By Noah Baumbach. So that's a brief thing. There's a lot more I actually had about that, but I don't want to go too deep into it. So let's go to vodka today. So vodka, in the way it became popularized, especially in America, is speculated to be due to Prohibition.
Okay.
Because, as in its purest form, a odorless, clear fluid, it was very easy to smuggle around. Mm. So when it came to, and it's also really easy to produce at home as well. Similar to like bathtub gin, there's bathtub vodka. Some dangers in that, including blindness and death. Yeah. Because when you're making ethanol, you can also very accidentally make methanol. Mm-hmm. I think it's methanol.
I don't know. You did the research.
I did the research, but I'm also a little toasty. I am doing some homework right now and enjoying the beverage of which I researched. So it became really popular. You could produce it at home, especially stateside with the Prohibition. You could smuggle it around borders. Once the Prohibition was lifted, it was actually a really popular cocktail drink because of you can mix anything with it and it didn't overpower it at all.
Yeah.
With a lot of vodka drinks, it's really just like, do you want to make this alcoholic?
Or not?
Put some vodka in it, but as opposed to like a gin and tonic or anything else, where there's like a bigger flavor profile. I found some funny stuff about how it was marketed to women.
Okay.
Not to be on the gender stereotype thing, but I think a lot of women enjoy vodka sodas, vodka tonics. I know a lot of men who do as well. But it was marketed specifically to housewives in the 50s. And it was marketed as a drink that will leave you breathless.
Also, just because your kids will think you're drinking water.
Exactly. No, exactly. That was the whole thing. That's the fucked up thing. It was like, it'll leave you breathless in that, like, you could drink it and people aren't going to know you're drinking vodka.
Yeah, I want to deal with those little... You know, you're going to deal with kids in the 1950s while sober. They had to stay home all day and do nothing but hang out with their children. Oh, exhausting, man. They probably had like eight kids back in those days.
Mom, why do we have so much lime juice in the fridge?
None of your business.
Because your father works till 8.
Go stand in the backyard for 8 hours.
Yeah.
We don't have Netflix right now.
Yeah, you're going to be a pro ball player. Cool, go outside. But that was how vodka got popularized. Vodka, fun fact, is one of the, and I think currently still, the cornerstone of our alcohol market as far as spirits go in America.
What do you mean by that?
Meaning that 32% of the market is vodka sales.
That seems like such a setup. You had your answer already ready. You were waiting. You were waiting for me to say what did you mean by that.
I'm a pro.
That's a hefty amount.
Yeah. So if you want to look at that by the numbers, that is 157 million gallons drank per year.
Whew.
And then 1 in 3 cocktails ordered at a bar include vodka.
But only 5 are in the top cocktails? Only 5 are in the top.
So that's
cocktails?
Global.
Okay.
The top clock. Oh god.
Oh god. No.
Oh,
it's
no. But that's like global cocktails. But in America, it's 1 in 3 cocktails ordered at a bar has vodka in it.
Okay.
So vodka, pretty big mainstay here in the States. I mentioned it earlier, but just to repeat it again, I mean, I was really fascinated as far as like things that I thought were interesting about this homework assignment. Was I never even thought of the fact that there's going to be these huge like fermentation farms out there, and then you just like shop it around to people, and you can buy basically the same ingredients as like a really high quality distillery and then like some shit distillery. And a lot of places I was reading said that people will market with distilled. Even the shit I bought.
What'd you get?
Seagram's, of all things.
Seagram's?
Says distilled 5 times from the finest American grain. From what I learned, it's like after you distill it just like a couple times, you're not doing anything. It's the filtration that actually makes it a smoother, better vodka. Yeah. So people market with distilling because it sounds fancy. Like it sounds like, ooh, this is going to be high quality. But once you hit 40%, you're already cutting it. So it doesn't matter. Like as soon as you get to like 41%, just like filter it minutely, and then you're good.
You're solid.
Yeah, and you're never gonna hit just 41% because that shit gets ratcheted up, baby. So that was basically my vodka homework.
That was your vodka? Okay.
Yeah.
That's a lot of information. I learned a lot.
Yeah. So and then real briefly, the top 5 vodka companies globally. Since you mentioned that, Smirnoff number 1, number 2 is Absolut. And then we get into the consonant-heavy territory, with number 3 being Kohortstica. Number 4 is Zabrowka. And number 5 is Krupnik.
That sounds good.
Those are your top 5 vodka brands. Wild fun facts just to finish this out. Use vodka in your pie crust if you want it to be a little bit flakier.
Flakier?
Yeah. You can substitute vodka for water in a lot of recipes.
Can you taste it?
No. Cooks out.
That's pretty cool.
That's the good thing about it. Especially diluted vodka. It's really nice if you get like that 20% from a supermarket.
A little bit of the cork from my wine in my cup.
Ooh. We call that a French surprise. Number 2 is you can cut it with water once again to clean your windows if you want a streakless shine.
Whoa. Is that what Windex is?
Yeah. And then number 3, you can put it in a Gatorade bottle in class and take shots from the cab if you want to get kicked out of school for the day.
Yeah. Did you get kicked out of school for that?
No, that makes it sound as if I did it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's exactly what I thought.
I'm alluding to, did you ever have that one kid in class who everyone just knew was drinking in class? And people had to go like, ugh, I think Anthony's drunk.
Not quite. I don't think that I was ever in the classes to hang out with those people. What joy do you get from getting drunk at high school?
Dude, I don't know.
I don't get it.
It seems so scary. Like,
it wouldn't seem fun. I feel like I would just get real tired throughout the day and just be like, oh, God.
Yeah. Hey, guys, you want to come to my place and pregame high school?
It's kind of stupid. Like, high school's so stupid. We should probably just pregame.
Yeah, might as well drink at my pad. Like, I understood people who got drunk before, like, football games and stuff like that.
I never did it.
I didn't either. I actually thought those kids were bad. So that's vodka. As far as personal vodka stuff, I like it. It's fine. I like screwdrivers.
Oh, I love screwdrivers.
Screwdriver, I think, is the best vodka drink in my opinion, especially.
I like a good Bloody Mary.
I hate Bloody Marys.
I dig them.
Hate it.
Have you had them real spicy?
No, see, I like the spice. It's just like, as far as my flavor profile goes, it's a lot of shit going on.
Yeah.
And I'm just not into it.
Okay.
Sue me.
Show you.
Show me.
Soda boy.
Show me.
All right, well, that's vodka.
That's vodka. So let's switch to your homework, which is to write a song. I have a guitar at the ready.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
I did not like this at all. I didn't enjoy writing
wait, 1 second. Things are ratcheting up upstairs.
What are they listening to?
I don't know. Can you hear that, everybody at home?
This is just further proof that if you have money, give it to us. We need like a studio or an office.
Yeah.
Can't keep doing this stuff in our apartment.
We'll probably have at least 20 more years of it.
We got 20 more years in the apartment.
Yeah.
So I didn't enjoy writing a song. Never done it. Didn't really get how to do it.
Got it.
Because I couldn't even, I didn't know what genre I wanted to go with.
Yeah.
I feel like if you write just lyrics, you could spin it in any way.
Sure.
But I couldn't even think of, a good beat or anything like that.
The melody.
I'm not musically inclined. I don't play an instrument or anything.
Yeah, well, that's why this was a get out of your comfort zone kind of homework.
So it was kind of hard for me. I think it's a rap that I wrote.
Oh.
But it might also just be spoken word poetry.
Okay. So talk to me about the process when you first sat down. What did you do? What was the?
When I first sat down, I said, I might just not do this.
Be the first homework assignment just not done.
But I was like, I can't start that this early. So I started thinking of my first thought was you call Weird Al a musician and he just parodied a song. So I thought about I'll just write a parody of something. That'll be fun. But then I was like, that'll be dumb. I didn't want to do that. So then I think
that actually would have been pretty funny.
So then I was like, it'd be funny to write a country western song. And I was trying to write one about Chicago.
Ooh.
But it just wasn't, I wasn't hitting it. I don't know if I've been here long enough. I don't know enough
That makes
about
sense.
It. Yeah. And eventually, I figured out a topic that would make it nice and fun for this week. So I settled on that, and then I wrote the chorus first.
Okay.
And then once I had the chorus down, I just filled in some fun verses.
That's good. Yeah, I think it's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
That's typically what I like to do. I usually start with the music itself, but since you can't, you didn't have that at the ready.
No, I did. It's really very hard.
Yeah.
That's why it's.
I assumed you might have grabbed the guitar at some point.
No, that's why it reads more like spoken word poetry.
Ooh. Okay, so give me what's the major theme of your song, or do you just want to read it?
I think I should just read it.
Okay, this is good shit. I'm going to get the guitar just to feel it out.
Okay.
This was my plan all along. I just thought it'd be funny.
It's like decently.
That's why I have
a little long.
This microphone here.
Oh, is that for the guitar?
Yeah.
Okay. They're really slowing it down upstairs. I think they're doing stuff. At least hand stuff.
Is it on?
What are you doing?
Check. Oh, this isn't even on.
Man.
Oh, shit.
Why'd you do that?
Check. Hey, we're back.
Hey, we're back. Baby.
Yeah, so hey, every first time you do anything, it's tricky.
Yeah.
I had too much Moscow Mule.
It is. Okay, you ready for this?
You know what? I'm about to have some more.
Yeah, have a little more.
Yeah, shit. Have you had any yet?
What?
Have you had any yet?
No, I just been drinking the wine. I didn't want to get in a whole other cup, so I just been drinking the wine.
It's pretty good.
If
you put
I'll take a sip of it out of the McDonald's mug.
If you put red wine with it, it's a blush.
It is pretty good.
Yeah.
Better than Schoolyard.
Honestly, dude, for real. Schoolyard's the bar near us. Now you know near where we live.
Yeah, they have $5 Moscow Mules.
Do a little sound check here.
Some days. How's that working out? I don't know if it's gonna go well with guitar, but you can try it. You ready? That's not that right.
She said it's cold outside. She hands me a raincoat.
All right.
Okay, sorry. This is your homework.
We gotta keep going. Okay, you ready for it?
Yes.
All right. The first time I drank, I was in my friend's basement, and you were right there without hesitation. Mixed with a warm dew in a red Solo cup. Baby, that was the night I learned to turn up.
First time I drank, I was in my friend's basement.
There you go.
And you were right there with no hesitation. What's the next line?
Mixed with a warm dew in a red Solo cup.
Mixed with a warm dew in a red Solo cup.
Baby, that was the night that I learned to turn up. I don't know if the chorus is gonna transition into that. Vodka, you make me so loopy. But damn, that next morning got me feeling poopy. Vodka, make my problems go away. Forget that my serotonin took a plummet today. We're not done yet. We're still going.
It's great.
First weekend in college, I got you imported from Greece. Scored my first makeout. I was hooked, to say the least.
First weekend at college, I got you from Greece. Scored my first makeout. I was happy, to say the least.
You hooked me early on, but you couldn't be trusted. Halloween, you made me trip, and I woke up so busted.
What is it? Wait, how did the first one go?
You hooked me early on, but you couldn't be trusted. Halloween, you made me trip, and I woke up so busted.
You hurt me. You hurt me early on, but you couldn't be trusted. I got too drunk. Halloween, I'm busted.
That was close. And we're back in the chorus, baby. Vodka, you make me so loopy. But damn, that next morning got me feeling poopy. Vodka, make my problems go away. Forget that my serotonin took a plummet today. Now, I might need to cut the guitar for this, because this is where it gets into more like rap.
Let's get to the rap part now.
Ready? Now, right here's the part where everything changes. Sipping on you still, even when I get famous. Dropping other liquors like they're fucking bad habits. I only put 42 proof Orloff up in my cabinets. I'm going to ride with you until the day that I die. Which, man, I hope is soon, because your boy is barely getting by.
Barely getting by.
Back in the court, baby. Vodka, vodka, you make me so loopy. But damn, that next morning got me feeling poopy. Vodka, vodka, make my problem go away. Make me forget that my serotonin took a plummet today. That's my song.
Hey!
I wanted to go with the vodka theme. It was the easiest thing to settle on, so that's what I went with.
Oh, wow. I like the song.
Thank you.
It's got me. I mean, I know I put a spin on it.
Yeah.
But
it was a good spin. I couldn't think of any actual instrumental music to go with it.
Well, here's the thing. Here's my go-to. If you play music out there, just go G to C.
But based all of it on true stories.
Yeah. No, it was good. I know that.
The first time I drank.
Yeah.
I drank Kamchatka in my friend's basement. It was winter break of senior year of high school. The only time I drank in high school. One single time. It was that night.
Kamchatka?
And I was not into it. I was like, this sucks. But we drank Kamchatka and Mountain Dew. So that was fun. And then first weekend in college, it was my birthday.
Oh shit, yeah.
And somebody we know had vodka imported from Greece. So we just took shots of that all night.
Oh shit.
Got my first college makeout. And then, what was it, a year?
It's getting loud in here.
It is getting loud. A year later, the following Halloween, not freshman year, but sophomore year Halloween, I poured a whole bottle of Pinnacle into a thing of Arnold Palmer iced tea.
Oh my god!
I drank that, and then I woke up with a bloody face and hands.
Like a 2-gallon jug?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
I drank the whole thing.
A 1-gallon jug. 2-gallon jug of Arnold Palmer's. That's dense.
That wasn't all the way full. It was like this. It was like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of my first time drinking vodka.
I've had a lot of fun but bad times on it.
Well, you know what we used to get, and I think this ruined me for college as far as thinking I could drink a lot, was if you're from Ohio, you know this, but if you're not, when you go to a gas station or you have to go to a liquor store to get foolproof liquor.
Yes.
So if you have a friend with a fake or an older brother, typically, especially where I came from, there weren't a ton of liquor stores around, especially ones that were open past 9 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're getting something from somebody and it's liquor, it's usually diluted.
Yeah.
Or dilute, as we used to call it.
42 proof, babe.
Yeah. So we used to, I remember we would hang out with people and we'd be like, dude, fucking rip this bottle. And you'd be like, oh, I'm chugging this shit. And it was a lot, but essentially it was, as the Latin word goes, the water of life. It was just, you would just suck it down.
Brought you alive.
Yeah, I mean, it was just really high proof wine, basically, is what we were drinking. And so you finally get to a point where you're drinking foolproof and it knocks you on your fucking ass because you're not ready for it. And then you're just everybody's like, oh, I'm getting older, I can't deal with this. It's like, no, you just never dealt with it in the first place.
Yes, I guess this was a whole vodka special episode.
I like it.
Me too. But
let's talk about the song. How did it feel?
I started writing it, I was having more fun with it.
That's the thing, dude.
I don't think I will do it again.
Well, it's the same deal.
But it made me want to write more poetry.
Oh.
I'm digging this. And I dig poetry. I mean, I'm always in it. I read a lot of T.S. Eliot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I dig it a lot. I was like, oh damn, maybe I'll write some poetry. I'm
well,
fun with this.
That's the fun thing about it. The reason I assigned it to you, not to just tie it back into personal reasons, is it's I write a lot of songs. As far as
oh, I didn't know that.
Look, exactly. I don't
You never talked about it.
I don't.
Literally never.
When I make beats, I'll get a MIDI keyboard out and put a little song together. Mm. I'm typically writing a song with it, and then sometimes I'll record it, and I have it. I have a lot on my Google Drive right now that I just make for me. And I don't
just for you.
as much shit as I put out in the world between drawings and writing and this. That's the one thing I'm pretty self-conscious about.
Yeah.
but I like it so much because it is so like therapeutic in terms of like you can get a thought out there. Like it when you're writing a song, like you really have to like please yourself with it.
Well, my thing, I knew I wasn't gonna write a good serious song.
Yeah.
Pretty early on, like first day, I was like maybe I could write something good about just life in general. Not like super good, but like a kind of funny, kind of serious song. I realized pretty early on that like I did not have the experience to do that, so I was like, "Oh, I'll go full Adam Sandler with that."
Vodka got me feeling loopy,
which is a lot easier route. So it didn't take like once I got the chorus down, it all in all probably took me 15 minutes to write the rest.
That's not bad.
The chorus took me like. Once I settled on the vodka topic, it took me like 10 minutes to get the chorus down. So yeah, like total of 25, 35 minutes in general. But it was fun, yeah. I was writing it on the train. I was getting a big kick out of the shit. I was laughing to myself. I was like, man, I'm funny.
Well, that's the funny thing too. I mean, I know what you're saying. You already explained it to those who don't know, but like the things you put in the song are things that have happened to you. But also, and we had an acoustic guitar, so it made it sound more country or whatever. But it does sound kind of like one of those like hokey country songs. Yeah, that like everybody listens to.
Well, one of the topics that I thought of, I was thinking about. I was like, oh, I'm gonna make like I Love My Dog country song. I was gonna make a country song called I Love My Dog More Than You.
Oh, I don't know if we want to dive into that just yet.
It was one of my thoughts, man. I was gonna do it.
That's the thing. When you're writing a song, you can kind of mine everything.
Yeah.
I feel like my songs are always like the saddest, I think. There's always like some sort of like forlornment with it. There's always some sort of like, why'd this happen?
That's how my normal writing is.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know. That's like I think my songwriting is my most pure like.
The only like
vomit.
The only real comedy writing I do is for Victory Lap stuff.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Primarily my stuff is comedic.
Other than that, mostly drama type related stuff.
Little drama boy.
Yeah. I'm a
dramatic little boy.
I have so much going on in my brain.
All right. Well, that does it for homework assignment number 2.
Oh yeah, we gotta do
grades.
More of this podcast.
But before we do it, let's do one more chorus of Vodka Got Me Feeling Poopy. 1,
I don't think you got
3.
I don't think you got it down yet. But go ahead.
Vodka, you make me so loopy.
But damn, that next morning got me feeling poopy.
Vodka,
make my problems go away. Make me forget my serotonin took a plummet today. There you go. Call Eric Church. He's going to want that one.
Vodka will be available on Spotify at the same time you're listening to this episode. I'll figure it out.
We'll record it. It's fine.
Yeah, it's grades.
I always forget the grading scale.
I do too. If you don't remember the grades are going to be 25% effort, which is primarily just the fact of doing it. 25% quality, which is the quality of thought and the excellence put forward in the assignment. 25% accuracy, which is how correct the person was in doing it. And if you know anything that is contrary to what they say, that is really the only way you can negate points for that. And then the real true make or break thing that takes you from a C to an A+ is the whoa factor. And did the person say anything that gave you additional insight or something you hadn't thought about before? What really wowed you about the assignment? So we're going to get into grades right now. All right, I got my grade.
So do I.
I can go first.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I think I have to adjust it. Kind of forgot the metrics for a second. I just start writing numbers. Effort. You did it, man. You wrote a song. The only thing, I shouldn't have expected this, but I kind of wanted to see it, was some music. Some like idea behind the music you wanted behind it.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So I'm giving you a 20 on it.
20, okay.
Accuracy. That song was Your Life, baby. That's a 25. Whoa. I think just because some of the composition wasn't like 100% there, but I fucking love the chorus. Vodka, vodka, you make me so loopy. That's a 20 right there. And then quality, going full 20 on that one. That's a 20.
What are you doing 20s? These are out of 25.
I know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I gave you 20 on that.
Okay, well, you said full 20.
Yeah, I should have said full.
I thought you were going out of 20s. I was like, wait a minute.
So
that's 80 points.
So all that together, that's an 85.
Okay. Oh, looks like the rain is over. 2 solid weeks.
What?
Accuracy, I went 25 out of 20. I did no research.
It's true.
I have to believe everything you said. Yeah. Effort, I went 23 out of 25. You watched the documentary. You probably got a lot of it from Wikipedia, which I assume. I would figure that a majority of it was pretty quick and easy.
There was. Quite a bit.
Quality, 25 out of 25.
Ooh.
You did the job.
Ooh.
You did what I wanted.
Ooh.
Whoa, 22 out of 25.
Yeah.
I wasn't super shocked by anything. Yeah. It was cool to learn about it. So yeah, for a generally new topic, you did everything I wanted you to do. I gave you a baby, 95 out of 100.
Whoa!
Head of the class over here.
Head of the class.
Head of the class.
Play the music. And that makes Dalton the dunce.
Well, this isn't gonna help my serotonin very
much. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate being head of the class. I'm excited about it. And then, I was a little harsh on you on the grades a little bit.
That's
but
okay.
I think it's fine.
I can take it. I did delay us. I deserve some points taken off.
Yes, but it was also due to potentially mental illness. So I can't really get it wrong. If I had the flu, it'd be a reasonable reason not to do the podcast. So I guess that only leaves us with next week's assignments.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah, wait, I should probably write mine down.
Yeah. I will use my electric bill to...
Hit me with it, head of the class.
Okay, so I took you out of your wheelhouse this past time.
Okay.
For the assignment, but I want to put you back in your wheelhouse, but I also want to still push you outside your comfort zone. So I know you like to write. I know you're a writer. I know you like to write short stories. You like to write fiction. Here's what I want to hear.
Okay.
And I will edit in some of the ambiance later, but I want to hear like a 15 to 20 minute radio drama.
Radio drama, okay.
Yeah, so it could be like a book on tape, but what you wrote. And you will perform it. If you'd like to give me lines, you can. That's fine. If I can cold read it, that'd be fun. But if it wants to be just you, that's completely fine. Beginning, middle, end, full story. No like cliffhanger unless that serves the story. Mm-hmm. No serialized stuff. Self-contained story for next week.
Okay.
And then we'll talk a little bit about your process, what you thought about it, and then hopefully you can help describe some of the themes of it. But yeah, think probably more like 10, 15 minutes.
Perfect. Mine, a little bit goofier. I will full reimbursement for any expenses costs, but probably able to freely stream most of this stuff. I want a definitive ranking of all the American Pie movies. That includes the spin-offs, the regular ones.
The spin-offs?
The spin-offs too, baby.
Oh my god.
I want a definitive ranking of all of them. And I want reasons.
Holy shit. That's a good one.
It's going to be a fun one for you to
crank
through.
I think I already know which one's on top. American Pie's Bandcamp. Because the older brother from Hannah Montana puts cameras in the girls' bathroom.
Yeah, which is totally cool these days.
I mean, that movie aged well. I think we can all say that. Okay, great. I'm actually very excited about that. That'd be great. Are you looking for any like criteria or anything, or?
I wouldn't say like a specific criteria. I mean, I want you can judge them on regular stuff, general structure of the movie, story, acting. That's about it. I mean, there's not gonna be a lot of depth to this.
Yeah, I'll be interested. I'm interested to see if any of the core movies beat the offshoots.
We'll have to do a little research because I haven't really like looked up how many there are at this point.
I know that there's Bandcamp. I know that there's Naked Mile.
I know those two. Beta House.
Oh yeah, Beta. Oh my God, yeah.
So I think there's only 7.
Watch 7 movies.
Which isn't the worst.
I like American Wedding a lot.
So do I.
Yeah.
I actually don't mind like the actual ones.
Yeah. And it's it's just straight up American Pie 4, right? That's the. It's like 1, 2, Wedding, 4.
1, 2, Wedding,
Reunion. I haven't seen Reunion in years. I saw it in theaters and never thought about it again.
Well, my parents love these movies. Ooh. And I stole the 4-pack from them of the original, like the normal ones.
Oh shit!
So we have those ones.
Oh fuck yeah!
But then like the other ones, I don't know.
Yeah, I'll have to. I'll save some of my comments about that. But I have some funny American Pie stories as well.
So do I, and I think like us growing up. Like throughout, like really becoming aware of content in like late 90s,
yeah,
and then early 2000s, really getting into it. I was into that. Like I thought they were so funny. Like they like hit well with me. They don't carry over well into now, but like before, like I thought they were hilarious. I don't have problems with them.
It would be so jarring to see a movie where 2018 teenagers, so people who were born when like American Pie 2 was coming out, going like, tonight we're getting fucked.
There's a movie like that coming out.
There is?
About like, I think, there's absolutely a movie about like 3 girls who want to lose their virginity.
Oh, it's Blockers.
That's Blockers, yeah. Wait.
Oh, you know what? That's the 2018 version. It's the ladies now, baby.
Yeah.
But it's still the parents' perspective. It's not like them trolling out and like...
Yeah, it's not quite the same thing, but general idea, yeah.
But the idea is that the parents hate it and want to stop it.
Well, yeah, as most parents should.
Oh, no, but imagine like American Pie where it was focused on the parents trying to stop them from jerking off.
I feel like, well, they're not trying to stop them from jerking off. They're trying to stop them from losing their virginity.
I know, they actually encourage jerking off.
I can't imagine as a parent, I'm going to be like, don't lose your virginity. Save it. You can't. It's special. I don't think that...
I was always taught just... don't get anybody pregnant.
That's
I mean, I wasn't having sex, but...
I doubt my mom will ever listen to this podcast, but if she did, she might be embarrassed by this. But when I was a sophomore in high school, my mom walked into my bedroom at one point and just threw a box of condoms at me and was like, I know how you are. And I didn't even lose my virginity until college.
And on that, I think we should end the podcast. So,
that's it, guys.
Thanks for watching. If you're watching, thanks for listening, which is most likely what you're doing. We appreciate your time and attention, and we will see you next week.
Hey, do your homework.
Do your homework.
Fuck you.